Hello, welcome back to my channel. I thought it would be, I don't know, fun is the right word, but I figured I could do this with you. I got some new brushes online. These are, ooh, as I dropped on the floor. This is one of the Jessup sets. They're available on Amazon. I'll talk a little bit more about them once we get through the intro, but I got some new ones to add to my collection. I need to go through all of my containers to kind of see what I have. I know there's stuff in each one that I'm probably not using that could probably come out, so we're going to do that today. If that sounds interesting, or you just want to hang out with me and do other things, have me on the background, that is awesome too. So make sure you're subscribed and we're gonna jump in. Okay, like I mentioned, Jessup is available on Amazon. I don't know if they have their own company website. I will try and link this set down below so you can find them, but and I'll have the spelling, because if you just type in Jessup on Amazon, all of their sets come up. The other one that I've purchased from them in the past was just one of their eye brush sets, because I didn't necessarily need more face brushes. Like, I still probably don't need more face brushes, but I figured I would refresh my sets. My daughter, my almost 4-year-old, she will be 4 on Friday, so this video will probably go up after her birthday, but I'm going to get out my, oh, if I can get it out without dropping a bunch of stuff on me. I have my overflow brushes that I don't use. I'm going to look at some of the eye brushes that are in here too. I'll pull some of them out because I think some of these could probably go back into my cup. And then I went through and I gave her like her own blush brush. I gave her a little like highlighter brush. She has her own highlighters because I decluttered a couple of my Jeffree Star ones and they were, you know, pink and green, and I just gave them to her. She's got a couple of her own eyeshadow palettes. So usually when she comes in here, she'll, you know, pull stuff out, and then I have to make sure I clean everything before I use it, or at least wipe it off, because I have ended up with like metallic contour and like green and spots that you don't necessarily want green. So I pulled out some brushes and gave her her own. She's got her stuff in her room now, so we'll see how that goes with her having real makeup in her room. But I thought I would go through my brushes, and then since I need to do it anyway, I figured I would film it and sit with you guys. So let me pull, like I said, this is my bag. This used to be full, but Mike has come through and taken a few. I think I'm actually going to pull out this angled brush and then maybe some of these eye brushes, and I'm just going to set them to the side. There's a little like, these are ones, you know, some Morphe ones, like this Fizzy Art one probably came in a boxy charm. A lot of brushes I get from, this is a Dew Color one. Dew Color is a pretty good dupe for Morphe and Jessup. I've got a Medusa's Makeup flat brush. Diana liked my little flat. I'm going to keep this brush out because I think I'm going to have to use this for when I do cut creases, because my flat brush that I normally use, it has like a unicorn handle. It came from like Medusa's Makeup. It was just like a cheap little brush that they sent in one of their boxes, and she's like, oh, I want this. But so now I lost my cut crease brush, so I'll have to see. I have other flat brushes, so like I have this one that's got clearly, it's a lip brush, but it's clearly got concealer on it, so I think I'm good. Just keep using that. Okay, so I'm going to set these ones kind of off to the side because I need to see what I end up with from the set, and then we'll start pulling cups off. So this is a full set. How many pieces are in here? Does it say? I don't remember. This is 25. And this is their Blushing Bride MUA brush set. I think Jessup is a little bit better quality than Morphe. Some of Morphe's natural hair brushes can be scratchy. Now these are all synthetic, so there is a difference between synthetic and natural hair. Morphe does obviously do synthetic brushes, but people have kind of gotten bad taste from Morphe. So if you're somebody that doesn't want to support Morphe, Jessup is a good brand, and they're affordable. They're cheaper than Morphe, I feel like, as far as their sets. Because I feel like this giant set, this is what it looks like when you pull it out of the box, from Morphe would be like $90, closer to $100. So for $25, and like I said, the quality is there. I have a bunch of their eye brushes, and so you do get a pamphlet all about the products. If hair shedding happens, their wooden handles, about smell. Because when I did open these, like, they did have a little bit of a paint smell, but they literally, you know, they assemble them, and usually when you air them out, it goes away. Like, I don't smell it now that I've had them out of their shipping box, but there's, you know, brush care instructions in here. And then, like, their social media. So all of that stuff is in the box. Like I said, I have eye brushes from them. Let's see if I can find any offhand. I think the set that I got, these are both Sigma. I like Sigma brushes. Like, these are Sigma. But Sigma's very, very expensive. I mean, the quality is there because I think I've had these brushes for 4 years or something. But it's one of those, I just, like, hate spending a lot of money. I have a bunch of from Dew Color, which is another brand that you can get on Amazon, and theirs are comparable to Morphe, too. I'm trying to see, because like I said, I had a whole set of Jessup eye brushes, unless they've slowly, like, here's a Jessup one. I can see. This is a smaller. Some of my bigger blending brushes probably ended up with my husband. He did take some of them. My eyes are small, so if they're too big of a, like, this is another Jessup eye brush. Let's see, I've got this one. Like, if the set came with super big fluffy ones, like this size or bigger, some of them probably ended up in a bag. Just because my eyes are so small, I don't tend to use brushes that size, but this is a good one. This is a Jessup brush from the set. I'm just trying to pull them out so you can see. And they do have ones like these. Ooh, so I drop them. Like, this is a Morphe natural hair. Jessup does do some natural hair ones. This is an M518, and this is probably a comparable one. This is a 228 Luxe crease. So you can see almost identical, and this is actually synthetic. It's supposed to meant to look like this is a natural hairbrush. So you can see the difference. The natural hair will get a little frayed from cleaning, and then this one's just, this is synthetic. You can feel the difference when you touch them, but so those are, that's a comparison if you're curious. So yeah, I do still have brushes out of that set. Like I said, some of them, this is another one. I dissected the set. Like I said, some of them I think ended up, because I tend to like crease brushes about this size, again, because my eyes are small. I do keep some larger ones just so that I have them if I need them. These are, most of these are Luxie, but I don't tend to reach for those often, so those tend to get pulled. So these are all Jessup brushes, plus the one Morphe that I left out. Yeah, I'm almost positive that this is real hair, and then it looks like real, but it feels like it's softer, so it feels synthetic to me. So if you are buying Morphe, just be aware that Morphe does do some natural hair, which some people don't like because obviously it comes off of an animal, but that is personal preference. So these are all pink and white. You will notice a difference between real hair and synthetic if you use, like, a popular brush cleaner is like Dawn dish soap and olive oil, which is totally fine. I use that for years. I get my brush cleaner. I really like Bedlam's, I think is how you pronounce the brand. They have a lemon one. I've tried Morphe's brush cleaner. I don't like it as well. Sigma has a good brush cleaner, but it's expensive. It's more than the Bedlam one, but I noticed a difference by an actual brush cleaner with my natural hair brushes, because some of mine, like I said, started to get weird. Like some of these Jeffree Star ones, these are natural hair, and you can see when you clean them, they can get weird if the soap is too harsh, because it'll dry the hairs out because it's actual hair. So let's see what we've got. I started to pull this out. Let's do the eye brushes first since I have them. So here's my cups with what I've got going on, and I do declutter these. I obviously had too many to have just one. I want to keep these that I pulled out, but we'll see. So this is a cream shader brush, and I do have another one of these. I just put it back, but since I'm missing my cut crease brush, there's a nice angled, like stubby angled brush, and we got some, like, I like the look of this one. It's not too big, and it's a little bit flat. I mean, some of that happens from being squished, but, and then I already like this one. I showed you the black one of this. This is a detailed shader. I love this for under my eyes. I can see my black one. It's the same brush. So one of my favorite ones. So we'll put that in there, and I'm just putting them where they fit. We've got a soft definer, so just a smaller blender. I'm gonna put that in there. I think I'm gonna keep most of the eye brushes here. I don't have many pencil brushes. I end up pulling them out, so I think I'm gonna keep the pink one. Again, this is a Petite Eye Blender. This is something that I would use either for outer corner or under the eyes. I have a few of those from Luxie, and then this is another brush that I like for lower lash, just a smudger brush. And then this is more of an ideal blending brush for me. Let's see, we have some more. What is this? This is a winged eyeliner brush. I might leave this one in the plastic just because I pulled out a few and I don't tend to use these often. So I think I'm going to keep that one in the plastic. This is another crease brush. And again, this is smaller. It's not gigantic. Where's the box? I'm going to end up with plastic all over. Okay, we're gonna keep that in my lap. Hopefully it's not too crinkly. Here is another, this one might be good for cut creases. This is a detailed liner brush, so I think I'm gonna pull this little bitty guy out. Like I said, now I have to find a different brush, but like I said, I was using that lip one. This is a concealer. It says it's a concealer brush. See, like, this is the kind that tends to be, like, for me, it's better under the eyes, but it tends to be a little bit large in the crease. But Mike, some of my brushes, my husband and his friend took because they use them to detail, clean their semi trucks. So like that one, this one's better. So ones that I'm like absolutely 100% probably will not get to immediately. So we got 2 so far, which isn't bad. Okay. So that looks like everything for eyes. So let's see. I have room in the cup, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I need to put things back in the cup. So what do I have in here? I think I'm going to put these Morphe ones back. They're from one of their holiday sets. This I used to use for cut creases. It's a dual angle, like cheap, super, super cheap. This is like an angled liner brush. These other ones, I know I have similar ones in there. So these I'm just going to put back in my bag with these 2. If I can keep them brand new, I try to. That way, you know, if I decide to do giveaways or somebody needs something, then I'm not necessarily giving them something used. Okay, so for face, my face jar, and then obviously this is phase 2, but we've got foundation and powder and blush, highlighter, contour, bronzer. the ones that I for sure want to keep, my It Cosmetics Heart Brush and my Luxie. The paint is starting to come off because this is old. 732, the Airbrush Foundation. I like these two for foundation. I have this Sigma one. I've only used it twice. It's angled, but it's supposed to be good for like getting in there. So I pulled it out to see if it's something that I want to use. But then like I need a flat brush. This is a Morphe E6. I use like a flat buffing brush for my mineral powder foundation, but there is a flat one I thought in here. This is more, let me see. This isn't as big. So the question's gonna be, this says it's for face paint. So that might be something worth saving for later on. There is like brushes like this that could theoretically be used for like cream contour, maybe, potentially. Trying to figure out, is my, let's see, I know I want to keep these two, my stipple brush and my contour brush, and then my favorite blush brush, my favorite highlighter brush. I use this one for nose and lip. This is also nose contour. That's Morphe. And then this is from NYX. I use this for bronzer. And then these other ones, could potentially take them or leave them. So I think I'm going to put this one in because this might be good for like cream contour also because it's smaller. So we're going to put that one in. These ones I'm going to stick over here. For powder, again, let's see, I'm going to put in these. I have these two powder brushes. My favorite like concealer brushes right now are these two. One's, what are you, Real Techniques, I think, and then Morphe. And then I have these extra for like setting powder, but I don't necessarily use them. This is an old concealer brush from Morphe, and then I generally use this for powder under my eyes, but we'll see if we replace anything. So I think I'm going to pull these out for now and see what we've got out of the new set. So let's see, what is this? Stippling? Oh, it's a, that might be better for like cream blush. It is a nice stippling brush. So let me actually pull out my e.l.f. one and try, and I'll keep that. And we'll try, give the new one a whirl. Because if I keep the old one in there, I'll never use the new one. This is Definer Buffer. Some of these, because I am getting into more cream products, this one, I feel like this one might be a good concealer brush, potentially. This says Petite Stippling Brush. Yeah, some of these I think will be good for some of the cream products. So put those in there. I don't know about this one. That one says it's a face painting brush. Now, you don't necessarily have to use it for that. This is a buffer brush. Oh, this would be a good one to maybe replace this, because these flat brushes, like I said, I use for mineral powder. So I think I'm going to replace, not that I hate Morphe, but I don't necessarily like having all of my brushes primarily be Morphe, because people have gotten, this is a powder brush, have gotten such a bad taste from Morphe that I'm just trying to change up some of my stuff here. This is a concealer buffer. Yeah, this looks like this would be a good concealer too. So we'll put that one in there. Some of these face definer. Some of these I don't know if I'm gonna use just yet per se. My issue is always finding like ones to replace my powder, my 3 powder brushes. This one, it says highlighter, which that could be a good highlighter brush. And then this one, what does it say? Sheer Cheek. And I've been trying to find a blush brush that I like because my e.l.f. one is falling apart now. And my concern is it's one of their like dollar. Trying to see if this would be good for powder. See, because I like this one because it's a little bit dense. I don't obviously have to replace all of them, but I don't. Trying to see. I feel like this one could potentially replace this one. So maybe we'll pull that out and then I'll still have these 2 for powder. Because I'm not trying to necessarily throw my Morphe brushes away, but I'm trying to give myself some other options because most of my brushes are Morphe, which, like I said, I have them. There's no sense in not using them because that's wasteful. But I know people are starting to get away from Morphe. And then people, you know, obviously don't want to use Jeffree Star either. So, you know, it's a whole thing. So I've got that. Are there any others? I don't know that I necessarily need to put any of these other ones back right now. I have a KVD one, a Sigma one. I might throw this Sigma one in there just because it's a nice like face contour, like forehead situation brush. And I have some room in there. So I think we'll do that. And then this foundation and concealer and stuff. The only one, I mean, I think I might pull this one out just because that will force me to maybe use this one because this was expensive. I bought it it's part of a duo set and I haven't been reaching for it. So, and like I said, it wasn't cheap. Sigma brushes are expensive. So we'll pull the Luxie one out. Then I have this one still. So there's only like 3 from the set, like 4. Because there's this smaller face one in the plastic, this one, and then 2 eye brushes. So it's really not bad. So if you if you need a full set of brushes, definitely look at their full sets. Or you can just do face. The last time I got, so these are all my overflow ones again. Last time I got brushes, I just got an eye set from them because I didn't feel like we needed face brushes. But now I've kind of gotten rid of a lot of my excess brushes, so I was able to justify kind of revamping some of them. So hopefully it wasn't too boring. I figured you could kind of sit and hang out with me while I did that because I needed to do it anyway. Again, make sure you subscribe, and hopefully I will see you in another video very, very soon. Bye, everybody.